Greetings everyone, my name is Zetterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 4 Veersmade levels, so in this part I'll be covering at least 5 or 6 more Veersmade levels, starting out with this one. Train Man Wants a Rematch by the number 1234567, with 8 plays and a score of -3. As always, if you want whatever levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels of covering these parts, so if you want to check out the levels covered, expand the description. You know, this boss arena isn't that bad actually. And there we have it. I could have done this damage list if I was more careful, but this is perfectly doable. You just need to time the placement of Charge Man as well as those Techions. I wouldn't give this a score of -3, I think I'll give it a thumbs up. It was a short but sweet boss battle. A little bit more difficult than usual, but as long as you understand how bases, double jumping and dashing works, it's perfectly doable. Second level on the lineup is Proto-Pocalypse by Dolphin, with 33 plays and a score of 7. Also notable is that Dolphin has the custom avatar here. It's been a while since I last played a level by Dolphin, so let's see how this one fares. So we will take double damage over here, unfortunately, and no Proto Strike. But we start out with the Needle Cannon. Wonderful. I wish I started out with something else. Oh, so I guess this is going to be kind of like a shop level, where we have the option of spinning our keys here. I'm going to go for the Fair Shot because I'll use it as my Buster replacement. And Time Slow will probably be useful in a few segments with certain gimmicks. For the really weak enemies, the Needle Cannon works well enough, but for stronger enemies, I'd rather just use the Fair Shot. Like I mentioned in some previous parts, if the needle is stuck onto enemies, even if I switch special weapons, it'd be a lot more useful to use. That way, its damage over time properties would have more creative usages. And I suppose I should take advantage of the shield deflection with enemies that fire projectiles at me. Sure, let's spend the key. I wonder if this leads to a secret, or if I should have conservative for that lower route. I timed it badly there. And there's no checkpoint, so we're back over here. Wonderful. I probably should have used that E-tank over there. That was my bad. Then again, I now have 2 E-tanks because it resets because I'm at the beginning of the stage. And because it doesn't reset my E-tank count, I can effectively get up to 9 E-tanks that way. Let's try playing this stage smarter, and take that lower route this time. Oh, of course, it's actually a bottomless pit. I thought that was a separate route. Well, that's wonderful. I already died twice. First to that enemy, and now to a bottomless pit. And this time the E-tank just despawned. Apparently I can get it one more time, but then afterwards I can't. This is one of those stages where I really wish I started out with a different special weapon other than the needle cannon. I mean, even the base buster is more useful even though it deals the same amount of damage due to its higher DPS. Good checkpoint placement. All my previous deaths were mainly due to failures or misunderstanding where the next pathway would lead to. But gosh, the double damage and my weaker base weapon is gonna cause some problems. Another good checkpoint placement. This level definitely feels more like a fortress stage because it's assumed that you already understand how some of these gimmicks work, like the ring platforms and rainbow platforms. I mean the ring and coil platforms. If anything, it's faster to defeat these enemies by reflecting projectiles back at them. Nothing up there. There is probably something below there like an alternate pathway. I wonder if the quicksand takes me down to an alternate pathway, but I don't want to risk it. Yikes, the rock drones deal quite a bit of damage to Proto-Man. They can seemingly just tree-shot me. Just need to keep running to the right over here. And there we have it, that segment wasn't that painful actually. I'm missing a whole slew of special weapons that I can unlock through the stage. One of them was probably down that quicksand pit that I skipped past. I'll say this stage is definitely designed for intermediate Mega Man players at the very least. Okay, Cutman. Nothing to the left over there. Well, we have E-tanks to burn, so let's do it. Nope, that's not his weakness either. It was a needle cannon, and I died there anyway. Gosh, the Dokron's and Cutman's contact damage are really dangerous when playing as Proto-Man. And yet I still can't deflect his projectiles properly. Wonderful. Nonetheless, that's the end of Proto-Pocalypse. The latter part of the title definitely makes sense considering how difficult it is, and how fragile Proto-Man is in this stage. This stage would definitely not be as difficult if I had just the base Proto-Buster, or almost any other special weapon as my base utility or base weapon. Like I repeatedly mentioned, the needle cannon is one of the worst weapons in the engine currently, and I really feel like it needs a buff. Having it as a base weapon feels more like a punishment than a reward. Third level on the lineup is Colors of War 2 by Jedhawk74, with 4 plays and a score of 0. I did a minor cut over there because it took over 45 seconds to load this stage. Might as well not stare at that loading screen for over 40 seconds. Just like before, we're going to be going to a fortress with different series of colors. And we start out with several E-tanks and an M-tank. In the original stage we had blue, green, red. Now we're going to have yellow and something else. So of course we start out with the special weapons that are yellow or oranges. In this case it's going to be the Ring Boomerang, Thunder Beam, and Star Crash. And we also start out with the Proto-Coil and Proto-Jet. Just like in the first stage, I'm going to try only using special weapons that match the color of the respective section that we're in. Like in this case, only yellow weapons. And of course, all the enemies are going to be yellow or orange as well. Or at the very least, mostly yellow. I mean, that train mat was blue, but the most important part, the driver, was yellow. Same with the metal cannon, even though the majority of it's green. I guess that says use Star Crash or Ring Boomerang here to make your life easier. And there's plenty of special weapon energy just lying around, so it heavily incentivizes special weapon usage. Same with the previous level. And now we're in the next blue segment, I think. Just a series of these jumps over big fish ponds as well as the pole eggs. Yeah, that wasn't really that safe. This is the safer route. I guess that was the intermission. And now we're in the next green section. And in this section, we have access to the Hyper Bomb, Surge Snake, and Leaf Shield, just like in the original level. Just hold right to win over here, as long as you have access to the Leaf Shield. Except here, but I can keep moving on this way. Oh neat, we actually have some gimmicks, in this case the green force beams. And now we're in the next intermission segment, aka the Blue Room. And now we're in the second red segment. I say second because the first one was in the previous stage. Also, good thing to put a checkpoint at the beginning of each new color segment. In this case, we gain access to the Atomic Fire, Drill Bomb, and Magnet Missile. This is different from the first level, as well as 2 E-Tanks. Welp, that was my fault for not holding the button down. I was a bit worried I was gonna hit by the bomb throne, so I didn't jump high enough. And thus I died over there. And now we race to the left in order to not get killed by the red force beams. Very easy. The only real dangers are dying to the shield attackers and the wall blasters. And now we're in the final intermission segment where we go through a remix of each of the sections. First starting out with the yellow/orange section. Now we're on to the green section. I guess each of them are acting like mini-boss arenas or something. Well, this was definitely the easiest one. And now we're in the third and final remix segment with the red segment. And I made it. That's the last of the 3 remix sections. So now we go into the final segment where we fight the boss of this stage. Which is a combination of the 3 different colors and the 3 different enemy types. Or enemies of 3 different colors. And we have a max refill over here just for everything. A Yashiki would be a good replacement, but that's not in the engine yet. One last checkpoint. One last set of enemies. Another checkpoint. This stage is definitely getting more generous in terms of checkpoint placement. Then again, I suppose the stage wasn't designed to be a challenge anyway. It was designed to be more around fun, and spamming your special weapons in order to destroy all the enemies. Oh neat, a red, green, and orange bomb throne. Or rather a combination of bomb thrones and rock thrones. Overall, I enjoyed the stage, definitely for the cathartic factor of destroying all the enemies with the super powerful special weapons. And heavy usage of the special weapons is incentivized with all of those large weapon capsules just lying around the level. So I will definitely give this a thumbs up. Fourth level of the lineup is Wily Facility 1 Guardian Delta by Daibuman, with 9 plays and a score of -3. Just like with their previous 2 levels, they submitted an NSF file replacement to me. In this case, it's the Mega Man 10 Special Stage Team Heart of Anger. Gosh, that jump or ladder grab over there is rather tight. I would have preferred if that ladder went down by 1 more square. as it seems that it's quite easy to miss it. I like the introduction of this castle with all those metals, as well as the introduction of those yellow petite devils. They're nicely positioned. And the stage isn't too difficult just yet, though there are several places where you are mandated to use special weapons. I'm playing it a bit safe here because I'm a bit worried I'm going to be shunted into the wall by the Yoko blocks, because that happened several times in the past. Thank you for the checkpoint placement over there. In fact, let me do a quick reset over here because I'm at low health. And we're adding in new gimmicks, those being the count bombs. As a fortress stage so far, this looks nice. I don't see any Yoko blocks here, so I guess I'm forced to utilize the skull barrier. Rats, we have screw bombers. That was a bit of a close one there. That's why I was button mashing quite a bit. Oh, that's kind of a jerkish placement or a surprise placement there. I would have preferred if there was a gyro block on the left to get more used to it, or increase the timer on that count bomb that we landed onto. And there's our free E-tank. We can only get that by using the super arrow, I guess. Another easily dispatched boss, or rather mini-boss. And there's no background for some reason. Here's another Tama, a little bit more difficult this time. And I'll just skip past it. So far so good, another good checkpoint placement. And now we fight Nightman. Okay, about the same length as a traditional fortress stage. It seems that his weakness is the super arrow. So that was the end of Guardian Delta. A pretty neat fortress level. I'd say it's around medium difficulty, so it is certainly doable by intermediate to sort of intermediate Mega Man players. I'm not sure why this got a negative score though, perhaps due to the Yoko Block segment. Fifth level of the lineup is Rapture by Daibuman, with 14 plays and a score of 0. Now for this level, I'll be mostly silent, providing my final thoughts at the end. I have two suggestions to players who wish to play this level. First off, learn how to do slide jumps off of edges. This will be important for ascending some of the towers and making some of the jumps. Second off, once you come across the atomic fire capsule, make sure to grab it, as that's the only way to access the full life refill and full weapon refills, as well as the only checkpoint of the stage just before the boss fight. In fact, this stage is rather on the punishing side, because if you die anywhere just before the checkpoint, you're forced to repeat the stage from the entirety, and there are several segments where you can end up falling into a pit of spikes, into a bottomless pit, or be forced to repeat several segments of the stage. So I wouldn't recommend playing this stage unless you're willing to endure some level of punishment. It's more of an endurance-based stage, I'd say, and it didn't really appeal to me. So sixth and final level to depart is Nightman Remix by Shin Lone Wolf 981 with 19 plays and a score of 3. I played their Sparkman Remix stage a few parts back, but it didn't really appeal to me. So let's see how this one compares. I don't think we have the Nightman Springs from Mega Man 6 in this engine yet. Perhaps that'll be added in the next major update for Mega Man Maker. At least we have the correct music and background aesthetics and tile set. And unlike the Sparkman Remix stage, we actually have access to the Mega Man 6 charge shot, which is accurate. Okay, a bit of force weapon usage here. Strange, because the original version didn't require it. I overlooked it a bit in Sparkman's stage because we did have a Doc Spark stage, but here it seems a bit odd. Rather generous checkpoint placement there. Then again, we already have a bottomless pit segment succeeding it, so it makes sense. Plus there are all these prop tops, or rather flyboys. You may want to fix the transition issue over there where we can see a blue screen in the bottom left. It's a minor graphical error. I'll gladly take that free tank there, thank you very much. How did it jump between that bullet and the other bullet? A rather unfortunately placed hot dog. Add that to the pile. If it was placed one block to the left, it would be more dangerous. Huh, an empty hallway. I totally expected a Tama, a hot dog, power muscler, or Big Eye to be spawned in here, but there's nothing here. It just seems like wasted space. And there was no checkpoint in the hallway. There should have been, just like the original stage. For some reason he kept doing that mace throw attack. I'm not sure why his AI decided to do that, but okay then. Honestly, this was a rather bleh stage to me. It didn't really feel like it went anywhere, and it didn't have any discernible, or rather explored gimmicks. And we had those odd empty rooms at the end with that empty hallway, and we're missing a checkpoint just before the boss door. It had about the same length as the original level, but still I'd say the original level was better. This one doesn't have an identity and feels rather forgettable. So 3.5 or 4 out of 10, my apologies Shin. So overall, out of the 6 levels they played in this part, my favorite level would definitely be Colors of War 2 by Jethawk74. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more viewer submitted levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!